All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I'm going to give our honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kwadash. Say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bahashem, Kwadash. We give double honors to our apostle elders, which are the apostle elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushai. Let's go ahead and jump right into this video.
Trustworthy allies of Israel, the US, has been constantly hounding it in the international arena. Washington is not leaving any opportunity to coerce Israel into following its diktats. After the US stole Israel's weapons stockpile and gave it to Kyiv and interfered in Jerusalem's domestic politics, a frustrated Israel decided to derail the ulterior motives of the US in the Middle East by attacking Iran. Hello and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Vedika. Let's begin. A US government official alleged that Israel was behind the recent overnight drone attack on a military factory in Iran. The Iranian government stated that it intercepted drones which struck a defense industry facility in the city of Isfahan and noted that there were no deaths or any major destruction. Israel, which is one of the primary adversaries of Tehran, has often expressed that it will use military force against Iran if it doesn't stop pursuing its nuclear ambitions. While the Wall Street Journal was the first to report on officials in the Biden administration who pointed fingers at Jerusalem for the drone attack in Iran, Reuters spoke with an anonymous US official who also claimed that Israel perpetrated the attack. Since Israel refused to get embroiled in the Russia-Ukraine war, a desperate Zelensky, Biden, and Leyen have been persistently pressurizing and threatening Jerusalem to support Ukraine. But in addition to not participating with the West in imposing sanctions on Russia, Israel also rejected the demands of the US and EU to provide arms to Ukraine. Apart from its
So as you can see, prophecy is being fulfilled, man. Excuse me. Prophecy is being fulfilled. These are one of the signs that we have to watch for, because it says that I'm getting ready to pull it here in shortly, but the nation of Israel, all right, is gonna bring the U.S. into a conflict, all right, that's gonna play out in the worldwide scale. So everything is happening simultaneously, and just like the Lord described the kingdom of heaven as a woman in travail, you have contractions, all right. The contractions are happening, and they're happening on the worldwide scale. It's happening simultaneously, and that's also the ordo ab chaos. You know, when you have that chaos and you have it spread so much, that's how the order is going to be brought in. So all of this seems random and seems like, it's just things happening, but it's all the plans, and the main plans is the plans of the Lord. It's prophecy, because this right here is going to lead it into a skirmish, and then once they go into there, Russia is already at a point of not caring. Years ago, they had to play the diplomatical way of doing things. They had to do it through the courts or do it through the meetings and the councils. Now, because they've been blackballed and blacklisted, that puts them at a ends. That puts them at a uneasy with the nations, especially with you Babylon the Great. So these things are not going to get diplomatic, okay? Because we know that Russia's going to be a guard onto Persia. And that's what Iran's name was changed. Iran's name was changed to Iran, but they're originally Persia, the Persians. OK, so this is something that is already designed in the Bible to happen. So when I seen this news story, I'm like, man, because we already knew when it happened that it had to either be inside job or it had to be Israel that attacked them. So you're seeing everything play out. So let's go ahead and get right into the precepts, and you're going to see the Bible's jumping out, man. These are the things. These are the lamentations and woe that are going to get us up out of here. It's not going to come unless these are fulfilled. Just like in the ancient world, where you had Darius, you had the Babylonian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, you had the Greeks, you had the Roman Empire. All these kingdoms fell in succession of what? Prophecy. They were prophesied that they were going to fall. They were prophesied that they were going to rise. So all these things, we're just waiting on the prophecy so we can get out. This is the way the Lord has done things throughout generations, and it's still the same way. That's why it says the Most High is not a man that he should lie. He's not a man that he should change his ways. So the same way the Most High did in the ancient world, he's doing it now. That's how we can pinpoint and know that this is of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Because the same things that was being done when the Lord put up Alexander. All right. Alexander was set up to what? To take down that nation. He was set up to take down the nation and then build up that region and then fulfill prophecy. And then he was taken out. The same thing with the Babylonians. The Babylonians, where you see the head of gold, okay, they were set up and then they were taken down. So the same thing with the Egyptians. Moses prophesied against them and said, you know, let my people go. And then through those processes of curses and plagues that went on Egypt, we were brought out. The same thing you see happening today with the modern day Egypt, that the Lord is taking it down by different plagues and different things that's hitting this place. That's why it says he shall smite Egypt with plagues as before. So all of this is happening the same way that it happened in the ancient world, because the Most High is not a power that he should change, man. So he's doing the same thing now, because this is going to lead to the final what is it? The final time we'll be in slavery. So this is like the last Torah, and all of these nations are being brought, and they're going to be brought into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which is the Yahweh's judgment, man. So we're seeing these things escalate, because once Israel locks horns with Iran, because Iran's not quitting. They have no reason to quit their nuclear program. They don't have anything that's on the table that benefits them. So now you see the Amalek, they have no reason to stop. There's no reason. They feel like they're being ignored. Their weapon stockpile was given to Ukraine for the war, because this war is being fought on multiple fronts. And then you have the Middle East. Iran is Russia's right-hand man in the Middle East. They're the go-to. So they're in there. The war is being fought on that front. And then you got the war that's being fought right on the doorsteps of Russia. So all of these things are leading up to a powder keg. And if you know what a powder keg is, that means it's something that's highly explosive, highly flammable. So what's going to happen is it's just going to take a spark that's going to spark this thing, and it's going to get out of control. All right. And this is Jeremiah 49 and verse 20. And it says, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom. That's how you know who's going to be ruling in the last days, because these prophecies have not been fulfilled yet. So how could the Edomites be done away with? And that would mean the prophecies would not come to pass. You see how dangerous of a way of thinking and saying certain things like that. You saying that the Edomites are done away with, you're saying the prophecy can't be fulfilled. Because if the Edomites are done away with, how is the prophecy going to be fulfilled that's been declared against them? It's not. That's why it says every idle word men shall give testimony of. They got an answer for that. So vocab has to answer for taking away from the scriptures and adding unto it. OK, because there's no precept that breaks down that Edomites are done away with. That don't add up at all. OK. And it says, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom, and his purpose that he has purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. And who is the least of the flock? These Amalekites. OK, because they've been nourished and brought up by Babylon. That's the only thing that's keeping them in that power structure, because they have enriched uranium. They have nuclear weapons. They have a standing army. They have weapons that are given to them each year. And I forget the amount of funding. Let's go here. Let's go here. How much U.S. send? See, so Israel is the largest cumulative recipient of U.S. foreign aid. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence that they're the main place that receives the most aid. That's by design, man. It says until February 2022, the United States has provided Israel 150 billion. 150 billion. That's all we got to read right there. 150 billion until as of February, okay, of 2022. So that's keep on going. It's going to keep on going. And they're mad because they took some of the weapons that they're supposed to give to Israel and sent it to Ukraine. So they don't even like that. You know, look how much money and stuff they've been getting, and they get mad over one moment that they don't get exactly what they want. Okay. So let's go back into the blue letter. And it says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. So now let's look at the word draw. The word there is shawakab, to drag. So they're going to drag them out. They're going to drag them to war, because once they said attack on them is like an attack on the U.S. Same thing you see with the NATO. All right. Attack on one is an attack on all. So that right there is not by coincidence. The Lord put that in there because the Lord wouldn't have to attack Babylon directly or have another country attack. They just have to attack one of their allies, and it's going to bring them into that war. Because the main supporter of Israel is the U.S. So if Iran goes against Israel, guess what? That's going to drag them into a war, because America will be forced to retaliate by military means. And then if that happens, guess who Iran's major ally is? Is Russia. And they have a treaty with each other that if anybody attacks them, they're going to take Iran's side. And then now we see the stage has been set that this is the lowest, if not the absolute lowest, that there has been relation between Babylon and Russia, or what you call America and Russia today. So the communication lines aren't really open, you know, because they're openly at war. They're sending tanks. There's military aid being pushed. There's weapons of death that's being sent over there that's killing Russian troops. So they're at an end. So now if this happens with Iran, guess what? They're already in a point of no communication. So this thing can spiral out of control easily. All right. So it means drag. So the least of the flock shall drag them into war. All right. Let's see where it says here. Draw them out. So it's going to draw them into this conflict. Therefore, he says, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he has taken against Edom, and his purpose which he has purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, drag them out. To what? Battle. Surely he shall make their inhabitants desolate with them. So what's going to make things desolate? This is prophecy of something is going to be destroyed, man. The Lord has constantly said that there's a destruction coming on the way. And we've been told what that destruction is. It's the thermonuclear holocaust that's going to be fought, because that's what Russia specializes in. And Israel has it too. And then what do you think Iran's main goal is to get the weapon, is to get to get those nuclear powered weapons. So this is a constant, what is it? It's a constant underlying thing when it comes to all of these conflicts is what? Nuclear war, nuclear conflict. That's what's going to make the land desolate. Let's look up what that word desolate means. Shawaman. Let's play it.
Strong's H 8074. Shamaim.
Okay.
Shamaim.
The word there is to desolate, be appalled, stunned, stupefy, to be desolate, to be deflowered. See? Deflowered. Now let's look up what that word deflowered means. Deflowered, it means to deprive of virginity, to take away prime beauty of, to take away the prime beauty of. See? So that's going to deflower, is going to take away the virginity, because no one is really, besides that Hiroshima, okay? And not Hiroshima, but what is that? Pearl Harbor, that's what it is. Pearl Harbor. No one's really attacked Babylon. All right. So once this conflict goes through, there's going to be a deflowering process go on. To be deserted Be appalled, be appalled. Be awestruck. Awestruck. What is that? Let's look up what this word is. See, we learning words today. Let's just stick on Merriam's dictionary. Awestruck, filled with awe. So there, man, just like when Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the world stood in silence, man. Once that took place, and once those bombs really hit, the world was in shock. That was destructive power that has never been witnessed on the earth. That's why people play around with it, but they know when that thing comes, it's nothing to play with. It's destruction on a high level. And the Lord, he said in an hour, 1 hour, this thing is gonna go. It's gonna take this place out. 1 hour. So where we're at now is these are fearful times, man. These are fearful things that's going on. You got people that they're not even, like it says, people walk around Babylon with their head in the clouds, man. These things and these weapons have this landmass in the prophecy. This landmass will be touched by that destruction in parts of the known earth, man. And it's not going to be, that's why it says the earth is going to be in silence, man, after that. No one's going to, the Lord is going to show this on a wide scale that has never been seen on the earth. It's not going to be, people are going to be scared, man. Okay? People are going to fear. That's why the Lord said when he rise up to the prey. Because when he rise up to the prey, there is no stopping it. That's why it says he's going to pour it out without mixture. You have a lot of times where the Lord has held things back. He didn't let it go to full gustos. Just like the time that David counted Israel, and the Lord gave him a decision. He asked him to make a choice, and he made a choice, and that judgment was so severe that the Most High had to stay the angel, man. So that's the Most High can stay the angels from getting down, man, and doing big things on the earth. That's why the Lord said the angels on the four winds holding back the winds, that they should not blow till the elect be sealed. I'm paraphrasing. That's in Revelation. So you can see that the angels, they're chief when it comes to destruction. They do the Most High's bidding to a extreme, to where the Lord had to pull the angel back and say, simmer down. So when you see without mixture, when the Lord let these angels really get down and loose on the earth, it's gonna be absolute chaos, man. It's gonna be absolute destruction. When the Lord himself had to hold back the angels because they're made in perfection. They do destruction to perfection. There's no slack when it comes to their judgments. That's why it says fear the Lord with fear, serve the Lord with fear and trembling, man. You don't want you don't want no smoke with the angels, man. Left or right. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Most High is omnipotent, because he controls the left hand and the right handed side, to show you the power that, and there's innumerable angels too. If one angel can destroy the earth, and there's innumerable angels, you can't do nothing with that. That's to be feared, man. Okay? Awestruck. Sit on that. Let's jump to the next precept. Now, these precepts are just going to link everything in, because we know that Russia is going to be a guard unto Iran. So if anything keeps taking place, guess who's going to get involved? Russia. This is Psalms 33 and verse 11. Or they can just give them the weapons, and then that'll cause a whole different conflict. This is Psalms 33 and verse 11. It says, the counsel of the Lord standeth forever. So this is already prophesied, man. This is prophesied. This was told that this was going to take place, that the Lord has set this up. And this has been generations ago, man, to show you how intricate that the Most High has everything, man. Even the leaders that are sitting on thrones right now, these kings of the earth and these governors, these rulers are all set up. They're all exactly where they need to be. There's no one that's out of place. There's nothing that's lacking. There's none of that. All of it is set up for Yahweh Shem Yahushua to make power moves. These are all moves that are ending for his name's sake, for his word's sake, and then to fulfill prophecy of getting us up out of here, man. Because he's pleading with the nations for his heritage, okay? And it says, the counsel of the Lord standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. So it's a plan. These things are planned in succession of time. That's why the Lord said, Yahushua said that no man knoweth the hour, but the Most High has that in his power, man. The Lord knows exactly when this place is going to go down. and there's not going to be a moment after. But it's not gonna happen a moment before. The Most High can speed up time to get it there. Just like if you remember the old VCRs before we had DVDs, where you can skip scenes, you had to fast forward it. You had to rewind it and you had to fast forward it. Time is consistent, but what do you do with time? You can speed up time, or you can slow time down. That's the same thing you see when the Lord slowed down. He stopped the day so we could fight our enemies. So what is he doing now? He's speeding up the days so we may get up out of here. That shows the Lord loves us. If the Most High did not love us, he would let the time go as normal. Just like you don't do anything that you don't hurry up to do something. Like, just like if you're getting ready to go on a date. All right. You getting ready to go see this bad, beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's feeling you. You know, she's excited. You excited. You're going to have a sense of urgency. You're going to be at work trying to hurry up. You're going to be, man, let me hurry up and get up out of here, man. You know, that day at work, that's going to be on your mind. So the same thing with Yahweh Shai. This is a wedding, man. He describes this as his wife, as his bride, man. And the bride is made ready. And the Lord is chosen the most beautiful woman on the earth. Israel is the most beautiful nation on the planet Earth. Though we are off right now, though we're wicked, though we're going to the left-hand side and we've been cursed, but we still have the framework of the baddest woman on the planet Earth. Though we are fallen, we still are better than these other nations in the Most High's eyes. He's still choosing us. That's why it says he will yet choose Israel. So the Most High has chosen us, just like you read in Ezekiel, the 16th chapter, which is one of my favorite chapters. The whole chapter describes the loving relationship that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has with the nation of Israel. And he found us and he nourished us. He found us and we were filthy. He knew what he was getting himself into. He knew exactly who he was messing with, man. Just like you say, you take a woman that's a woman of the night, a prostitute, you already know she has that tendencies to be a hoe. She has it in her. You would be surprised. You can't if that happens and she goes to doing something that's whorish, you can't act like you didn't know, because she was already a hoe. So what do you think? The Lord knew we were harlots. He knew we were wicked, but he still chose us. Just like you don't know. That's like it says, love is blind. The Most High loves us, though, man. He loves us as a nation, and we're seeing that. Because why? These prophecies showing us that he loves us, because he's speeding up time. He's making this war happen, and he is going to eviscerate parts of the planet Earth for the judgment and the things that have happened to us. He said they forward the affliction. He put us into their hands, but they went overboard, man. But it was all set up in the spirit. And it says, the counsel of the Lord standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. All right, let's jump right here. This is Isaiah 14.